Hey, what's going on, y'all? My name is Roger. A lot of people call me Raj. Some people call me Cottage Maine. Nobody ever calls me that. But, y'all can just call me whatever. I've made a lot of YouTube videos over the months and years, but I've never posted them, truthfully. Like, they've just kind of sat in my library and have just kind of sit there, and I've maybe watched them once just to look back in the past, but they've just kind of sat there. And in the video today, I kind of want to talk about the driving force, I guess, behind that, and why I feel like what I feel like is the root cause of this action, this me doing that shit, self-belief. Yeah, self-belief. 2 words, pretty, I would say, simple concept, but very, very hard to put together and act on it, I think, unfortunately, a lot of the times we seek and chase external validation, whether that be in relationships, friendships, achievements, just anything that might have people give us compliments or give grace towards us, or just say anything that we probably wouldn't feel if we told ourselves. Because for whatever reason, we don't really trust ourselves, or we don't really believe ourselves, or we don't really let ourselves accept what we tell ourselves, even though it's ourselves, which is crazy enough. But that's just how, at least me and a good amount of the people I've, talked to and encountered, they just don't have the self-trust, the self-belief to feel that they can trust in themselves and accept what they say for themselves. For me, at least, it's really has been something that I've kind of had to deal with, and I've struggled with for as long as I can remember. Like, honestly, I don't ever really remember, even since I was a little kid, feeling like I had enough belief and trust and, strength within myself to feel like I could really accomplish the grand things that I set out for myself. I played soccer, I was in theater, I did yearbook in school for a bit, and thinking back on it, I can remember always feeling like I was gonna let down somehow, so why should I even try? Why should I even put in the maximum effort? Why should I even dedicate myself to this? Because most likely I will fail and fall flat on my face, and I'll be a fuck up. And it's easy to kind of coast through life when you're not failing, when you're not worried about failing, but you're not necessarily worried about succeeding. And that's a thing that kind of carries coasting through life. Ever since I was a kid, I never really felt I had the belief, the drive, the fucking, I don't even know. I never felt like I had it in myself to give everything my complete 100% all, no matter win, succeed, fail, lose, gain, loss. I always held back some, and I always gave maybe 70, 60%, but never that 100. And I think when you have self-belief, you're able to give that 100, knowing the cost, knowing the risks of failure. You're able to just say, fuck it, I'm gonna give it my all. And that's what you have to do whenever you want to do something out of the ordinary, whenever you want to be something greater than what's typical, And It's funny because, as I was saying, I knew since a kid that I struggled with self-belief and the confidence within myself, but at the same time, I always knew that I wanted to be something more. I wanted to be something grander. And it's like, it's a contradiction in a sense that I can't have one without the other. You know, you kind of need both, in my opinion, to strive and get to where you want to be. Because when you're doing anything creative, when you're doing anything out of the realm of what's typical, you know, you have to believe in yourself, because you're going to fail. You're going to fucking fail. I'm going to fail. And I have to let it happen. I have to learn from those failures. I have to learn from what I did wrong. Where was my error? But all right, how can I pivot and how can I transition to something that's better? And in failure, you learn. And that's something that I have to really drive into my head. I have to really just let myself feel, breathe it, you know? I'm going to work on being more of a failure. And it may sound negative and it may sound, you know, a negative mindset, but you have to embrace the failure. You have to chase the failure, because if you fail enough times, if you fall on your face enough times, if you get up enough times, one of these times you'll be able to walk. And then one of these times you'll be able to run and sprint, do a fucking marathon. You'll be able to run to anywhere that you want, any place in your mind, and pull it out and bring it into reality, because you are just a conqueror of yourself. And I feel like once you can conquer yourself and your mind, you can conquer anything that this physical world has to offer. In my opinion, mental strength, mental fortitude is a lot more important than your pain tolerance or, you know, the pain that the outside world can bring. So I say this to honestly talk more to myself than anything. Self-belief, self-belief, self-belief. I have to be overly confident in myself. I have to want to chase it. I have to want to get better and obtain it. Because truthfully, I don't have very much self-belief in myself. You know, I'm a 22-year-old living in his mama's house with no car. That part, aha, no car. I'm a 22-year-old living in his mama's house with no car. But it's, in a sense, embarrassing after, because I was living on my own for like 3 years. Had my car, had my own apartment, had my own. You feel like you're an adult. You feel like you're a man. You feel like, you know, you get it up yourself. But reality takes its course, and you get knocked off your pivot. And now it's time to re-navigate from ground zero. And I think this is one of the things that I want to add to my life and my arsenal of just things that I can bring out within myself, self-belief. And so that's going to be a huge thing. It's going to be a huge thing that I'm working on and I'm striving for and I'm chasing. And all those videos that I've recorded, they won't see the light, but the videos that I make from here on out, they will see the light, you know. I'll put them out there, and it's not that even nobody is going to see them, because I know that nobody is going to see them, you know. Who am I? I'm a fucking random on the internet. There's so many randos on the internet. I know no one's going to really see my videos, but it's, I don't know, perception of how people view me, or how, I don't know. Literally, it's like, I don't know. It's like you just kind of freeze and this fucking cat, like, she just wants to play. She just wants to play. She hates me, she loves me, but she don't pay no rent and she get free food. So fuck it, I can do whatever. Hey! But yeah, I just kind of wanted to make a quick video on just self-belief. And just get better at the process of making videos and just putting myself out there, because I've been a recluse this past year, this whole 2025. I haven't really gone out. I haven't really done anything, and these are supposed to be the prime years of my life, not just for, I don't know, career-wise, but just I don't know. This is my youthfulness, and I know I shouldn't necessarily waste it just being tucked inside my room, sleeping, doing a whole lot of nothing, just kind of not being anything of value to me or just the world. So, we'll get better, we'll persevere, we'll rise, shine, grind. Yeah. See you guys soon. Another video on the way. Remember, guys, self-belief. We all believe in ourselves. We turn up in a club. All right. Y'all have a good one. Peace.